Hey everybody, we are actually in the eye wall of a slightly stronger Ada. It is unbelievable. Whipping here.
This old job is always causing stress.
I'm tucking the truck here perfectly.
All I ever do is work. I don't get no rest.
Man, I got some video
First
footage.
night is on the way.
Crazy. Let me see if I can get outside. Let me see if I
Down
can-
in trouble one.
You just wouldn't believe how much rock in the truck is. Oh shit.
Oh, man, drunk donkey IPA. Let that magic mango chase my blues away.
We're in the eye of Ada here in Key Largo.
Among my friends.
Tremendous
I swear the page goes live.
coming in. Currently, I'm semi-protected here by my truck, so no worries. But semi-protected. I don't want to get the camera wet, but man, the trees beside me are completely sideways.
Friend uptown. Said things were bad when he was feeling
I'm not sure what the
down.
gusts are, but
I told
definitely,
him Thursday's on the
this is
way.
a tropical storm. I think we're seeing a little higher gusts.
March with the page. We'll be
So I got the back turn right now, and trying to keep the camera from getting wet.
Mango chase our blues
We're in Key
away.
Largo. We're in the eye of Ada. All right. There we go. All right, everybody, what's up? Good morning. We are live with Louie. Louie must have knew it was his day today because he was the first dog that came up. I think we were showing Hunter yesterday. He's already passed out. He's the most chillest dog on the planet. Oh my God, Brian Elkins, that's funny. That is bringing back memories. I probably still do, man. What's up, Chris Hargis? What's up, Wendy? What's up, Miss Shelley? Jamie Ray, Crestview. Why do I hear? Oh, it's TV. TV's on. All right, so hey, everybody, good morning. This is Mike's Weather Pages. This is Mike, obviously, and Louie. We call our little show the Daily Brew. The Daily Brew, get it? Like what's brewing in the weather world, what's brewing in your coffee pot, what's brewing in the tropics, and what's brewing in maybe beer later. So welcome to our little chat room here. Not a lot going on. We're going to chat as much as we can. There's a little kind of cool weather to talk about with our cold front coming down. Tropics have slowed down again. We are 1 month away. Can you believe it? 1 month away from the peak of season. 1 month. That means that's when things go downhill. So these next 4 weeks, I don't know. I've been reading a lot of chatter. People are like, sometimes the tropics, flip a switch quick. But man, I don't see it yet. I don't know what's going on. We got a lot of dust and dry air in the Atlantic. So we'll talk about it. So we are 1 month away. So good morning, John over there. What's up, Ryan? YouTube, Ferguson. What's up, Richard Reamer, Andrew, Ryan, Ozzy. We got Tom, Wendy. Got some new folks on YouTube watching. What's up, James? Everybody thought it was going to be busy. It hasn't been busy yet. We've only had 3 named storms. I did, Chris. I was doing a little storm chasing, man. I woke up. I took the drone up this morning, hoping to get some video. Definitely hit you guys more than me. It was nasty storms on the west coast of Florida this morning. Now it's up into the Panhandle. We'll show you all about that here in a little bit. Jacob Weather, good morning. David Haynes from North Central Gulf Coast, Mobile. It was certainly dusty, Dale says yesterday. Holy moly, I posted that picture. Make sure you go back and look. But man, it was like a milky white sky. Like some of the thickest I think I've ever seen. You could not even tell there was a hint of blue sky anywhere. It was completely white and dusty. So anyway, yeah. Well, let's get in on it. So we got a nice picture. This is my favorite picture in the whole wide world. We got palm trees, the American flag, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, and blue sky and clouds. So always thankful for our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits sponsoring the Daily Brew for you now, 4 years in a row, and great store across our great state of Florida. 115, 20 stores. I don't know the exact number. Well over 100 stores. And they are officially 86 years old now. Can you believe that? 86 years old. Oh my goodness. 86 years back in the bootlegging days, man. Good morning, Stephanie. Yep, it's storming up there for you, isn't it? Susan, you rock. Tell them I appreciate it. My cousin lives in Claremont, and my aunt Betty next to the big old citrus tower. Maria says it feels like fall. See, hey Robert Bowman, how you doing, buddy? All right, so I'm gonna put you down because he's about ready to fall asleep. Everybody say goodbye to Louie. We'll show Hunter tomorrow. Today's Thursday, by the way. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'll end the week with Hunter. Oh God, I can just squeeze you all day long. Maybe we'll take a nap today. Didn't get to take one yesterday, buddy. No, we didn't. Got up early today, man. I was up at 4:30. What the heck am I doing? There's no point of posting at 4:30 in the morning because nobody's awake. I've learned that. So, my mathnasium cup is getting washed, so we're going back to the classic today. So everybody raise your cup. Say cheers to Louie. You just got your Louie in the morning. Cheers. So will we ever have a tropical season again? I don't know. I got some stuff to share every day now because, well, first off, yesterday was the first day of school. Our teachers in Pinellas County are the best teachers ever. Emily and Sarah have been absolutely blessed with awesome teachers. I'm sure that's the case all across the country, but ours are awesome. And Sarah brought me home this yesterday. Says, favorite TV show, Darcy Lynn. Favorite sweet, slushy. Now, the funny story about Sarah going to 7-Eleven, she says sushi. So every time we drive by 7-Eleven, can I get sushi? We're like, sushi. And then we figured out it was slushy. Favorite color is blue. Favorite subject is music. That's my girl. One more thing I'm going to share real quick. We got a lot of stuff. So check this awesome graphic out I got. This is a vinyl sticker with the state of Florida. It says Mike's weather page. Maybe I'll put it on my camper. Little hurricane on there. And it came from the Traveling Tortugas supporting sea turtles. So they sent me a nice letter. There's their business card. Just appreciating what I do. And the Traveling Tortugas, Sarah and Bob. So thank you for my sticker. That means a lot. I appreciate it. I will put it on something very nice. So, how many days to 2023 hurricane season? Good question. Make sure I got that right. I don't know whether to give you a sticker or not. Oh, this is the book. Never mind. I got a book to show tomorrow. Okay. All right, so the season. So Invest 97 has fizzled. This is that little yellow circle. Sometimes the NAC puts 0% just to, because you might wake up in the morning and wonder where the heck it went. So it's 0%. It's gone. It fizzled. Here's a good look at the water vapor loop right now happening in the middle Atlantic. You can kind of see it. This is 97 right here. Lots of dry air to the north. Lots of dry air to the south. And it has expected shear coming in ahead of it. Up, you can see these strong level winds right here. So just the worst conditions possible for a tropical system. It had a window and it never did anything. So it had a window here in the middle Atlantic, I guess, but it didn't ever do anything. We got dry air out ahead. We have a lot of upper level wind shear rolling through the Caribbean, so it might just be a blob of rain. There is this healthy looking wave behind it, but it's not being picked up by the NHC. And there's also that wave coming off of Africa, not really being discussed by the NHC. So I don't know what to tell you. Surface level charts here, we can take a look at it. Here's that low, still showing up, Invest 97. Maybe. Try it again. NHC a little slow today. Joey from Port Arthur, Texas. Good morning. How many days? So 2023 hurricane season. We're waiting on that. Good morning, Conehead family. Jenny Rees, thank you very much. Oh, site cannot be reached. Oh, my goodness. What is up with that? Ocean.weather.gov cannot be reached. Well, let's look at. Well, that kind of throws a loop and everything. I wanted to see it, but the ocean website's down. It's not me, it's them. Well, bummer. Well, anyway, all right. So let's just take another look here. You can take another look here. This is a good loop. This is kind of showing you in Invest 97. We got this wave and this wave, but again, not showing much signs of any sort of development yet. They're just blobs of rain, no circulation, no signs of any surface low. You know, so it's just even though even though they're blobs of rain, you got to have some sort of circulation to even discuss it. And right now they're just being fueled by a lot of wind shear coming across the Atlantic. So you know, little hints of our 97, but just nothing. So there you go. Tropics, slow. Let me try that full Atlantic surface one more time. My goodness gracious. Hey, you guys stop. Hey, Louie. Licking his brother drives me. Chrissy from Bucks County, PA. Good morning. What's up, Chris from Pensacola? We got slow down, a lot of screen jumping. What's up there, Eric Johnson, cousin? We're going Sunday, cousin, Eric. All right, so there's that. All right, so let's talk about a couple things. So I guess if we were to look at some spots ahead, we can go forward here in time. Let's, you know, like I said, all the major forecasters are just kind of scratching their heads right now. They're just like, everything's lining up. Everything looks, you know, perfect for development. I guess dust is probably the biggest inhibitor right now of tropical development more than anything, and this is really hard to predict. This is my Fox Hurricane. It's a great site for tracking the dust. But you can vaguely see our low here just got dust on the top, on the side, and just all around it. Look at this big plume coming behind it. I mean, massive blue plume of dust. So those waves coming behind, you know, it's got a lot of negative environmental conditions ahead, at least the next week. So, you know, I don't see anything that stands out. Here's the latest projection. This is getting through, you know, next week. There's another little plume. You know, you can see it starts to lighten up a little bit. This is 5 days, 6 days from now. So, you know, I keep pointing out this second wave coming off of Africa right now, which is somewhere right here. It could magically get into a pocket of dry or less dust, wet air, moist air. This is looking into about 6 days from now. So it could be a little bit of less dust in the middle Atlantic, maybe allowing a wave to try to get going. And then, of course, you know, you go down to 10 days, and you know, we are seeing signs a little bit less, but it seems like this dust is very hard to predict. And that's what's been happening. We've just been having a lot of dry, dusty air in the Atlantic. So, nothing you can do about it. New England's got a big drought. Yeah, I did see that. Hopefully this front coming down gives you all something, but they just had an updated drought index. And let's take a look real quick because I just saw it posted for the New England area. but definitely some bad drought here going on in the Northeast. Extreme drought. That's red. So they could use a good little tropical something. Now, there are some models showing that this frontal line coming down possibly could get a little bit of low pressure scooting up through the Gulf Stream, maybe bringing some rain to the Northeast into the weekend, early next week. So, but that's a lot of drought conditions here for the Northeast. I mean, red is kind of rare for the East Coast. So that was just kind of being discussed a little bit more today. Orange is severe, red is extreme. So there you go. There's that. Let's dig right into the models real quick. This is kind of what we used to do. Here's live, by the way. Let me drink some more coffee. So what's kind of fascinating, we got a high pressure over here. And the placement of this high is bringing in dry air for the East Coast, which you all know very well. It's actually blocking the East Coast. But it is also allowing this spin up of moisture, which along the west coast, central Florida today, we had a lot of storms overnight into this morning. Now we're getting these storms make their way into the Big Bend area, into the Panhandle, into the Mobile area, into Louisiana. So that's pretty cool to look at. It's fascinating to me, the high pressure blocks. And a lot of this is combined with the dusty, dry air. But we are getting moisture across the upper Gulf. And you can see a little better shot right here. And this is all because of the high placement. And look at that. So this is going to continue. We got heavy rains expected the next week. Check this out. We got a front coming down. We're going to dig into that a little bit. But here's your 5-day rains. And we're going to have a stalled out front here. It's actually going to bring some rain into Texas. Maybe some rains for New England the next 5 days. So our frontal line is going to end up coming down. And what's cool about this frontal line is throughout the weekend, this frontal line could back up a little bit. We're going to get a surge of not dusty, but dry, no dust, dry Canadian air. And we're going to see, believe it or not, we're going to see possibly 40s in that Appalachians. Somebody on Twitter tagged me yesterday with the pronunciation for Appalachians. And they're like, Mike, you're killing me. So I hope I said it right. Appalachians. You might get 70s, Shelly. Low 70s. We're going to talk about that. James, you're right, man. The jet stream is definitely pushing that system south. We get like a double push. We got a front coming in and another front, and the jet stream's going to have a little double whammy push down, and we're going to get some cooler, drier air Saturday, Sunday, Monday for the southeast. Not so much for the Florida Peninsula, unfortunately. So you guys are missing out. But we could play tic-tac-toe. Look. I win. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Flooding today. It's a little nothing too awfully bad today. All right, so this is the last thing on the tropics. Let me show you real quick. I shared it yesterday, and this is another site off of Ocean. So Noah's having bad. It's not me. It's Noah. Now this is cached in my. I can't even pull it up cached. I can. Website's down. Why would their websites be down? I'll just zoom in on it. Well, let's see. How can I trick it to? Let's see. I can trick it somehow. So the image is cached on my computer, so I can at least kind of bring it up. This is extremely zoomed in here on my page. Very extreme zoomed. But this was put out yesterday, August the 10th. Just kind of hinting what we're going to be talking about here in a little bit is the African wave possibly has a little window next week. And they're showing a moderate confidence that we could see something in the Atlantic next week. Now, whether or not they're just going off of history, saying, hey, we're bound to have a system, so let's just say we're going to have a system. Because history says we're going to have a system. And we have snoring dogs. All right, so we're going to go tropical tidbits. Let's look at the models. So there's a couple things we're going to show here. Let's just zoom in. We'll just leave it right here. Let's start out with the Euro. I like this map. All right, blues are low pressure, reds are high pressure. And Record Heat and Eric, what's up, buddy? The Rays, man. Our Willie Adames smoked us, our old player. After Rosarina, or I think it was Rosarina, Randy hit a rocket 400 plus. James, well, it was good. I'm glad to know it wasn't me. Hey, David Wilson. Hey, Harold. Dustin, good question. That's what we're going to talk about. There is an outside shot, very, 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 very outside shot that we could see a little spin up from this week's front. There's a couple models, couple ensembles that were teasing the idea. It seems like there'd be a better chance of something spinning up on the East Coast early next week. When we get these fronts that come down, it's kind of rare to see a front make its way all the way through Florida on in the August. But sometimes these fronts can linger as they deteriorate. They linger, and sometimes you get some spinach. So, who saw fire in NATO? Holy cow, Jeffrey. What's up, buddy? Pam Hunter, we looked at that yesterday. I can't remember. I think 2004, was it maybe? Maria Pollack just asked, where can I see African waves? Good question. Let me flip over here real quick because that's a good website question. So on the very bottom here, here's a imagery of African satellite. And then I also have a great links. I think the gentleman's name was Mark that shared it, and I linked it. So we have two links. One is this one. Let me close out my little pointer. This one is a good one. It's current satellite imagery of Africa. So there are waves. We got, these waves are actually getting kind of close together. So a lot of juice in Africa. We'll see if that's a sign that one of these can pop up. And then this water vapor loop is a good one. Here's that wave exiting now. There's a wave behind it. There's a wave behind it. So this one's interesting. This one looks like it even has a little rotation to it. Usually they have rotation. The ones that have rotation over land are usually the sneaky ones you need to watch. But this is 97 here. And then we have this little guy that you can see here. So I called him little guy. I don't know if that offended anybody or not. I'm sorry if it did. We have this person and this person in 97. So, and then look, you can almost see the African one here. So, it is juicy. And just like a fellow, I sound like a British guy now. A fellow that I know. I think his name's, let's see where I can find it. It's probably way the heck down here, but I'll find it anyways. Oh, goodness great. Andy right here, this guy Andy. Not a whole lot to look at in Atlantic today. He follows us, so I follow him. There's some convection along the ITCZ line, but nothing organized. Models required for. But then he says, not to say, let's see. Oh, he's got a lot of replies. This is the one I was going to talk about. It's going to depend on when and whether we do get a big flip with a burst of activity. The intra-seasonal forcing suggests that it should be soon, but no signs now. So, there is a lot of moisture out there coming in off of Africa. So that's kind of got my eye a little bit more. As soon as that dust settles, then we could see things. The MJO cycle going on right now is pretty neutral, little enhanced, so that's favorable for tropical development. And of course, this one's on the governments. Man, NOAA's sites are really off today. Oh, I don't even. Velocity potential is down. Everything's down. All the NOAA sites are down. That's not fair. Oh, this might be good for Michael Venture's site. Should be okay. This one only goes out 2 weeks, but there is signs that we could see a Kelvin wave, they call it, an enhanced stage of the MJO, maybe possibly coming in latter part of August. But we're talking August here, man. It's already August. Where the heck did time fly, man? All right, so let's look at the models. Joe, I believe you. Bus status. They made it on time, Shelly. It's a miracle. Second day. Hopefully, yeah, I know it might be NOAA's maintenance. we upgraded this year. I got a dual processor dedicated IP server. Last year, knock on wood, we never went down. But this year, I had a shared IP last year. Now I have a dedicated IP. So, Joey. Index card noted. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's no fun. I jinxed them. They must have heard. They must have heard our joke yesterday. They didn't want to get in trouble, so they made sure they were on time today. What's up, Bobby? Do you see Africa's looking juicy? Looking a little juicy out there in Africa. Just saying. I'm just saying. There's some pretty healthy waves out here in Africa, kind of popping a little bit. Not hyping anything, just showing the facts. Like Andy said, it could flip on a dime. Sometimes models don't pick up on this kind of stuff. Sometimes it just happens. So we're just going to wait. But right now, there's nothing to worry about. All right. Cool. So, Bobby, why don't you go on our cruise? Look, I found this sticker in the garage. We gave away these stickers last year. That was last year. I put one on my I'm getting ready to storm chase because I got my cooler that the Brew Crew sent me last year, a 12-volt Brew Crew cooler, air conditioned heater cooler. I got stickers all over it, and I added our MP Cruise sticker to it this morning. Getting excited. All right, so I looked at all the models. Here we go. This is tropicaltidbits.com. It's a great site. One of the best. We really support tropicaltidbits.com and weathernerds.org. That's our top two sites. They're great guys. They graciously let me share their stuff and host their stuff on the site. And we reciprocate a lot of traffic to each other. So this is what we got. All right, so the European model. Let's just take a look. You know, what we're looking at this weekend, there's a front coming down. You're going to see this front kind of linger. This is Saturday. You know, a little bit of something, 10, 11, maybe in the weekend. Our 97 fizzles. And that's it. That's 60. Overnight. You know, so it's... The Euro's definitely over the weekend possibly showing frontal line action over the Gulf Stream. So been teasing this a lot. This is what I'm talking about right here. It could curve back up a little bit, maybe bringing some rain to the New England areas. Last night's 00Z actually brought it to 1001, which could technically be organized. Technically, the Euro. I have not even noticed that yet. Water temperatures in the Northeast are above normal. So it would definitely be fueling off a little bit warmer water temperatures than normal. The Gulf Stream, as I mentioned, let's close that out. Bye-bye, ABC. I'll be seeing you later. Not today. Oh, maybe today. No, not today. And here's the Gulf Stream. You know, there's a couple of loop currents out here actually in the Atlantic, surprisingly enough. But, you know, here's the warm water. This low pressure comes off of here. It might be able to feed off of this a little bit as it treks off to the northeast. So, back to the Euro. There's that possibility. I might have to show that here after our live. But as far as African waves go, you know, it's starting to show a little higher elevation. Sometimes these don't make it across. But nonetheless... You know, week from Friday, it's showing one there with one behind it. So, you know, that's probably where we're going to look, 1,003 millibar. This is a week from Tuesday. This is not that far away. Low pressure coming off. This is the islands, so that's pretty far north. Usually you want to be about 10 to 15 degrees. Not that high up. All right, so let's take a look at other models. So right now there's really nothing. Maybe New England area, we'll see. And then, like I said, next week we can start to see another wave. But that's, you know, and nothing's developing those two behind. But those are ones you got to watch in real time, all the time. All right, so here's over. This is the GFS. There's our little low scooting off toward Newfoundland. Nothing really cooking on the GFS, but I don't really think the GFS should be included this year in anything. CMC model, little bit of low, scooting off, kind of showing our little low pressure. Yeah, nothing really. Icon. So, there's really nothing showing. Interestingly, the icon is still showing possibilities of another little low coming out, but that's nothing either. So, nothing. Let's look at some ensembles. This is always a good thing we can always take a look at. I haven't looked at the 10-day ensembles yet for the Euro. So the Euro 10-day starting to show some signs here off Africa and in New England. Let's just pull this up real quick and kind of show you. So 10-day ensembles kind of tells everything. Possibility of our low pressure coming in off of the East Coast, and then our waves here, and then there's another one here. So there you go. That's 10 days out. Let's rewind it to 5 days. All right, so here, let's zoom in. All right, so you can kind of see when they start to happen. So here's 48 hours out. Let's go off the East Coast so you can see a little closer. Well, that's not as big as I wanted. Atlantic, maybe? Is it East Coast? No, maybe it's because it's small. No, let's just make it bigger. All right, so here's the East Coast. So in 48 hours, you can start to see these ensembles through the early part of next week. And it could turn up into, it could be a little, mainly rain, but man, wouldn't that be great? Little tropical action here. Turn up the official fruit, or is it a vegetable? Is turnip a fruit or a vegetable? The official, all right, spinach is a vegetable. Is turnip a fruit? Because that'd be awesome. Turnip is the official fruit of Mike's Order page. Spinach is the official vegetable. No, so the color index here, a couple of them are blue. Interesting. That's very interesting. So that's interesting. A little more signature that we can see frontal line action. Cold fronts, that's how Dolly was made last year. Sometimes these fronts can spin up a little something. Now this would be August the 15th, which is, first part of next week. Interesting, right? Let's see, and then we'll look at Africa real quick. Do I have an Africa? That'd be awesome if I did. But look at that. Ooh. 5 days away. All right, 5 days away. And we got Hunter snoring big time. 5 days from now, which is the 16th, starting to pick up on low pressure area here, one here. And you can see that they plop them over the Atlantic. So too far away to really make any sense of this mess, except that we know that there's could be 3 waves. Boom, 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 boom. East Coast action. Holy moly. That might be something to talk about more. Let's see. Let's look at Conal US. And let's go in time. Where is it? Why did it not show? It didn't even show up on this one. I can't believe it. Nah, not really showing development. Mainly low pressure. Sorry to burst your bubble. This one doesn't like tropical formation. But rains, yes. Here is another good model that we use for prediction. And, here's our next wave coming off. Little purple. So, mainly that. Let's go back to look at rain output for the Northeast, possibly coming. For the Northeast, let's look at Northeast rain and kind of go in time here. See what they got coming. Well, yeah, it could be. Look at that. Hey, good news. Wow. There's hope, New England. This is a week worth of rain. This is through next Thursday. But hey, tropical or not, look at that. there's a good chance you're going to see some rain. Let's just leave that up. 3 inches. This area needs it. Turnip. All right, so what is it? Okay, I didn't read. Brian, I'll show you that. Brian, Weather Nerds and Levi both have. God, now we're talking fruit. Marcia, good morning. What the heck's veggie? Is a turnip? Turnip is a vegetable. Hey. So spinach is a vegetable. Newfoundland. Maria, yes, the currents, they do fuel storms. Warm water fuels storms. So the warm Gulf Stream, 100% fuels storms. 100%. The Gulf Stream loop current, loop eddies are definitely... Shelly, you packed the bags on these stickers. You should have stole one. But yeah, Brian, I'll show you where they're at. They're kind of hard to find. I'm gonna yawn. Don't kill me. All right, so there you go. Rains are coming. There's your loop currents. Big time in Gulf. This is more important in the Gulf. This little sucker's definitely heading west. Last year, it was more here. Ida went straight up it and definitely helped Ida rapidly intensify. These little loop currents will break off. We got a bunch of them here in the Gulf here. Lots of them. Lots of fuel in the Gulf. This little sucker is going to end up going west. This will end up starting a new little loop current eventually. So that's hot. And you can see this on the ocean heat content maps very well. Right here. This is the ocean heat content, and you can already see all these little loop currents showing up. This is how hot the water goes below the surface. So this is, this is where you worry about rapid intensification if we were ever to get anything forming. This is what happens. Very, very common. Louis just yawned. All right, Fruit Loop Eddy. Oh my God, Ferguson with the dad joke of the day. Well, sellout 19, you might get your rain. Tomato is a fruit. What's tomato? Tomato. A lot of convection in the Gulf, but it's really not, we got shear blowing in from the north. You can see these clouds. Check this out. This is so cool. Even though we have high pressure, we still have upper level shear coming down. So that's why you don't see tropical development. The Gulf is very hostile right now. We can probably see this here. Let me take a look at your shear map. And lots of wind shear in the Gulf. You can see the upper level high over here in the east coast, but as far as upper level winds in the Gulf, you can see the peach lines are your upper level winds, and they're shooting straight down. Lower level, mid-level winds are coming in this way. So you get all kinds of competing winds. And what's really cool here, you can see it on the Knoll School site, the winds. So if we look at 850 millibar winds, lower level winds are very evident right now. This is so cool. This is high pressure, not low pressure, high pressure. High pressure spinning clockwise, and it's just helping to fire up these storms. And this is, again, bringing in dry air for the East Coast. That's why we're not seeing a lot of rain on the East Coast. High pressure usually means no rain. But it's also fueling up this Gulf waters and blowing in all these storms north. And that's what we're seeing. That's why the Gulf is firing away. High pressure off the Florida East Coast. Had a really good imagery of it yesterday with the dry air. There's a little bit less today. A little bit. I don't even know if these are going to work. Man, this crap. I've never seen NOAA's stuff down like this. All right, so this site's okay. This is kind of neat. Yesterday, it really showed the dry air. You can still see it pretty good. Let's take a look. Not bad as upper level winds, upper level dry air. But there it is. This is kind of hard to see. This is Florida. massive dry air over the Atlantic, and just kind of keeping the East Coast, South Florida dry today as we see that. In fact, let's go to a wider imagery here. That's not going to show it. We're going to have to go here probably. That's probably good right there. So we'll look at that. Oh, look at all this dry air. Jeez. Dry air ruling the upper atmosphere right now. Look at that. Massive dry air. Yellow and oranges are dry air. Massive. Mid-level dry air is just as bad. A little more juice in the middle, but still. You can see this surge of high pressure. This is high pressure winds here. High pressure. This is dry air, and that's keeping Florida dry. How many times can I say dry in one day? Massively dry air here. That Invest 97 is coming. So we could get some rain though. I know we got a lot of folks in the Virgin Islands watching. Let's take a look. Could be still get some rain out of this 97, even though it's not doing much. I mean, weaker goes west. So we'll see if they could possibly get any rains down there from 97. Yeah, you might still get a little bit. You can see it curve up. Some of it's going to break off in the... So the core 97 gets pulled up. Let's show that. And then the actual ITCZ line. So here's the initial 97. You can kind of see it here. Some of the monsoon trough line keeps on trucking. So we could get some weekend rains from the islands right there. Here's Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday, Sunday, rainy. There's old 97. Here's our next wave coming in hot. So, and here's that frontal line. Wow. All right, let's slow down a little bit and go talk about the front. And I'm going to see what everybody's chit-chatting about. So tropics are quiet. Don't know what to say. Extremely hazy skies yesterday. Here's a picture I took. This was incredible. It looks like I'm in the desert. This was in Oldsmar last night. I mean, look at that. Not a cloud. Those aren't clouds. That's dust. I mean, it is. I've never seen it like that. That is incredible. I mean, it looks like we're in the dang desert. And this is Florida. Palm trees. So that's what dust looks like. Cheers to Louie. See ya, Mr. Ferguson. TNS Racing. What kind of racing you do? Hey, the bus wasn't late today. I actually got on. I have 4 minutes to spare. So that was the dust. All right, so frontal line. This will be fun to watch. So we have a rare July front. Lots of juice in the upper Gulf. We already talked about that, but I'm still kind of impressed checking it out. So here's what we got. This is really neat. I don't know the name, by the way. Phil's going to send it to me, but we had a Red Bull. Somebody from Red Bull sent me a couple cases of Red Bull just to be nice, and they know I like sugar-free. So thank you, Red Bull. I appreciate it. As much Celsius as I bought and everybody last year knew I was a big fan of Celsius. They never sent me one. Red Bull sent me Red Bull sugar-free. So this might become the official Hurricane Chase energy drink of Mike's Twitter page. I wonder how many milligrams of caffeine it's got in it. It's only got 10 calories. I like that. Let's see how much. Let's see how many milligrams. Can't even see the damn. I can't even read this. I can't even read this stupid thing. That's where we're getting old. Man, I need a flash. Maybe I can put it up here. I don't know. It's got a lot. Oh, man. All right. Hey, Dale, you still going to the Rays game on Sunday? We're going Sunday. Anybody going to the Rays game on Sunday? Look us up. We'll be tailgating on the east side of the stadium. West side. Not the parking lot. There's a little meat shop there that we park at right across the street. Turbo S10. Awesome drag racing. Drag racing's coming back, man. RC car drag racing is huge right now. So, all right, here's the deal. Then I guess we'll sign off. So we got this rare August front. Now check this out. This is really neat. The next day here. Here's today, Thursday. A lot of rain in the upper Gulf Coast. This is getting fueled by an incoming front. Winds from the north, winds from the south. Lots of juice meeting in the middle. Diamond Rio meet in the middle. Tomorrow, more juice, lots of rain. Some's in Texas. Yay for Texas. T for Texas. God bless Texas. There's our frontal line tomorrow. And look at the cool air behind. These are high temps. 70s for highs. Can you believe it? On Friday? 70s in Kentucky, Virginia. High pressure Arctic cold air. So we got a double whammy front. Remember we talked about this yesterday. We have first front, second front. And the second front's getting pushed down from Canada. And some of that cool Canadian air is coming down. All right, so Friday, Saturday, boom. So here's what you got Saturday. Saturday is tricky. Could have heavy rains across the upper part of the Florida Peninsula. Could have some across Texas. Could have them along the upper Gulf. Yesterday, it showed the front being bubbled like this, possibly excluding some of Texas, but now the front's flattening out a little bit more, meaning Texas could get a little bit more rain Saturday, and that's all on the upper Gulf Coast. So a rare front. Now look, they're already starting to show low pressure here. You just don't know. Sometimes they spin up little low pressure systems. That's what happens. So could possibly be Danielle sneaking in. Here's Sunday. And there's Sunday stuck over Florida. So Saturday, Sunday again could be rainy across Florida Peninsula. I hate it, people have plans. And then on Monday, that lingering front's still hanging out. This is when things get tricky on these fronts because the shear starts to die down, slow up a little bit, and then we start to get a chance for low pressure possibly forming. So that'll be something to kind of watch. Not really worried about it yet. But there's another front coming Tuesday. So it's a double, triple whammy front. But the good news here is look, this front backs up here on Tuesday and we still get more rain chances for the New England area. So you might get a little break in the rain that you all need. Dry air coming in. This is always cool. Can you believe it? Check this out. We got a big surge. This is Saturday. Our initial front here is, let's put it back about right here. So there you go. Saturday, first front comes through. Look at all this dry air coming in. That's cool, dry north air. Frontal line stalled out along the upper Gulf Saturday. The second little push comes down Sunday. Not showing up as much, but you can still kind of see that second little whammy coming down. There you go. So there's that. I mean, humidity values are going to be extremely low. Let's take a look at some 700 millibar humidity. This is showing you that dry air. This is into Saturday morning, like almost no humidity, almost down to the Florida-Georgia line. So Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Carolinas are going to have very crisp, cool mornings on Saturday as this dry air funnels down. Temperature feel like, let's take a look at that. Skin, I don't know what the skin temperatures are. That's kind of different. Let's see if I can zoom in here. This one's going to be kind of hard to see, but I can zoom in on it. So Saturday morning, we can see some low 50s across the mountains. We got 60s all the way down in the middle, maybe southern Georgia. So there you go. 60s, low 60s across all of Carolinas. Maybe even some of the eastern coast. 50s in Tennessee. So kind of rare. Ohio going to be in the 40s in some spots Saturday morning. 40s in Pennsylvania. 40s in West Virginia. pumpkin spice time. Ugh. How much sugar is in that? Harold, I did see that. I did read that too, Harold. Yeah, first winter storm of the season they talked about, and that was in Alaska. What's tomorrow? We got nothing to talk about. Bobby, I tell you, yep. The only thing about that front would be a name stealer. It'd be a quickie. Right now, there's just a lot of shear in the Gulf of Mexico, and until that upper level high moves on, it would be hard for anything to get going in the Gulf of Mexico, especially with jet stream pumping in north. There's your jet stream from the north coming down. Jet stream levels, a lot of upper level winds, just all kinds of chaos in the Gulf for upper level winds, lower level winds. Front's coming down. That'll introduce a lot of winds, sideways winds. Sometimes look at all these X's. These are nose sights down. Sometimes the rain came sideways. Sometimes it came from the north, from the south. Here's the front coming in Friday. Wind shifting a little bit. I got a Tennessee number calling me. Who the heck could that be? Let me Google it real quick. Make sure I need to answer. We can answer it on air. Oh, nothing's in English. Spam. Spam. Alright, that's it. Alright, so we're just going to be done with it now and just chit chat. I got a few minutes left. Freebird. James highlights. Coming, buddy. Oh, let's see. David can't wait for cooler air. Definitely coming, David. Cooler air coming for you. My weekly car warranty call. No doubt. Oh, cooler weather tomorrow. That's why you want to chill. I don't know if it's going to be that cool. I think that rain's going to... I don't know if the front's technically going to make it to you or not. I don't think the front's going to make it down enough for the peninsula to feel the cooler air. Let's see. Well, no, low 70s for you. I don't think it's gonna make the peninsula. Sorry. Still gonna be mid to upper 70s for low Friday night. Bummer. But high pressure can bring in some cooler air maybe. That's it. Weather-wise, I don't know. There's our high pressure spinning off the Atlantic. Kind of see it spinning away. Spring Hill baby daughter shower Saturday. Oh, good question, Victoria. Let's see. Today's Thursday. We might be able to get the HRR. These sneaky little coastal rains in the morning don't last long. There's nothing organized. I don't think that it's going to be very juicy outside, so I don't think this pattern is going to stick around with a little bit drier skies. So tomorrow morning, this is tonight. So we're gonna see. So tonight, so here, let's just look at it real quick. So we got all this today. This is coming. So everybody in the Florida Peninsula is gonna get something later on this morning in the early afternoon. A lot of storms coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. This is this early afternoon, noontime today, and then storms are gonna start forming this afternoon. Jacksonville's been telling me they've been dry. They might get some today. This is this afternoon, Savannah, Brunswick area. This afternoon, they're going to flow kind of just stuck there. We might have a little sea breeze effect, but not a lot of rain. A couple storms might try to pop this afternoon and make their way to the west coast. So, very complex looking setup. Tomorrow, more of the same. Here's tomorrow morning. So there you go. Same setup tomorrow morning. Storms across Upper Gulf into the Florida Big Bend area. The flow's kind of pushing everything, so it's kind of the same. The flow so the high pressure must be sliding over a little bit. So tomorrow's flow is going to be tomorrow's flow is going to be a little bit more inland storms tomorrow. Looks like, and it is. So there you go. There's tomorrow, Daytona Beach. So they're coming for you over there on the East Coast tomorrow. So this afternoon, a little shot, but tomorrow is definitely a better chance for East Coast rains as that high pressure weakens a little bit. So there's tomorrow. There's that flow tomorrow. See it? That's tomorrow's flow. So it's more Central Florida to the East Coast. And then on Saturday, this is overnight. Doesn't really go out that far yet. Here's Saturday morning. So kind of in that same morning time pattern again, Saturday morning. And that front, see, we got that front coming down. So, man, if it was me, I'd probably be looking at backup indoor plans in Spring Hill. Because I totally forgot we had that front coming down. I'm just looking at the flow. And I can't even post a long range map because it's not working right now either. But we are expected heavy rain Central Florida north on Saturday. So the fact that this is showing morning rain already, this is 8 a.m. Saturday, already starting to show storms coming in off of the Gulf. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning, Saturday morning. Doesn't look good. Anyway, what else can we talk about? So yes, I did post a very emotional post last night. I did not have that many jacks. I just was very thankful where we were at. Had a great meeting with Dex and Docs. We're going to do some videos coming up on properly, preparing your docks, your boats for storms, different things that we have a lot of fans on the water. And they're a huge company here in the South, and they've been big fans of our page for a lot of years, and that just kind of, it always humbles me, when we run and, hear so many stories. So appreciate it. Had a lot of comments last night. It was great. I do that now and then. You guys figured me out. Shelly's like, dang, Mike, she gets dings every time we get notifications. And they were dinging. Lake City's going to get some rain, Delana Parker? Yes, for sure. Morning storms were kind of weird, windy. Yeah, our pattern shifted a little bit. We get morning and afternoon rain now. What else can we talk about? Anything? Check water vapor, true there. You're right, Bobby. I did these upper level lows sometimes can help spin up storms correctly. They can. They can help enhance. Boy, look at all that juice, though. Wow. Zoom in. It's weather nerds, by the way. Lots of juice. Let's take a look at water vapor loop and put it in rotation. A little spin out here. A little interesting little guy. See it? Not much, but kind of sandwich in the middle of that upper level low. A little bit of spin here. Kind of what you're talking about, right, Bobby? As our kind of like a top. Yes, Judy. I loved Weather Underground. You know, people ask me because I don't have any official piece of paper, self-taught, non-meteorologist. Nothing but respect for the meteorologists that got their degree. I got my degree in marketing business from USF, but learned so much living on Weather Underground and Dr. Jeff Masters' site. It was so fun. I miss it so much. I used to love reading comments, and it was such a great message board. I just miss it so much. I've thought about it. Me and Shelly have talked about it. I did buy a domain name. God, I can't even remember what the hell I bought. Was it Hurricane? I think it was Hurricane Chat. Yeah, so I bought the name Hurricane Chat. So I own Hurricane Chat. What else did I bought another one. We were testing all this stuff. Hurricane Chat. Another one I bought was I can't even remember now. Weather Chat. I can't remember now. I get emails all the time. I never advertise it because I never did anything with it. But I don't know. With all these social media platforms, I don't know if it would work or not. Because back then, that's all we had. But this is interesting. What is that little guy right there? Little spinach. Lower level here off the coast of Florida. Nothing. It's fueled. Where is it at, actually? It's not even showing up. Could be mid-level. So there's an upper level low east of the Bahamas. That's what that is. That's an upper level low. So we have an upper level low sandwiched in a mid-level high. Very complicated. So this right here is pretty neat. Look at that. So that's an upper level low. Pretty neat. You can see a little spinach on it, right? Rotating counterclockwise. And you can see it right here on the 250. There's Bahamas. It's the exact same positioning. Right here. So upper level low. What you think about that, Bobby? I know, and we get light wind shear, because of that setup underneath. Shear map showing that. Pretty cool. I don't know. I guess it'd be kind of fun to watch it. Chris, I was on it all the way to the end when it they pulled the plug. Thank you, Katie. Dustin, how much wind gets down the surface at landfall? Well, a lot of that is the hard work from the hurricane hunters. They do drop zones. They measure surface winds. They kind of know flight level winds, what they equate to surface level winds. There's been some storms that never reached those winds on the surface that they found in flight level. It always seems like an intensifying hurricane is always does more damages than a weakening hurricane, and that might have a lot to do with your updrafts, your lowering pressures, increased storm surge. So a strengthening hurricane, I believe they've seen it enough that you get a lot more surface winds and damages than you do on a storm that was weakening. Irma officially, I think, was a Category 4 when it ended up in Naples, but it was weakening. I know it did damage, but we've seen other Category 4s do a lot more damage. So it's tricky. It's really tricky. Surge is everything. I mean, I'm not sure Katrina what it was at landfall. It wasn't a 4, but surge was massive with Sandy and the bigger storms. So surface winds aren't always everything. Charlie had a really small, tight core. I don't think it had much storm surge at all. Irma, on the other hand, had massive surge. Irma was it came back on. Irma, when it came through the Keys and into Naples, it had massive surge along the upper Florida, Georgia, South Carolina coast. People evacuated Florida, went north, and I met a lady that woke up from her hotel room and her parking lot at the hotel was flooded from surge. I think she was in Savannah or Brunswick, one of those two. Totally had no idea that the surge was going to be that much from a storm way the heck down here. It was so massive that it still created surge to the north. And who could forget the negative surge that we saw? And we'll say that for another day. I got another story about that, talking to the crew from Decks and Docks about that and the seawall effects that it had on people. So, all right. So tomorrow's Friday. So I'm about to name Hurricane Chat, Bobby. Yeah, I do own it. Maybe one day we'll make a chat room. As I rock my rocking chair. All right, so one last thanks here to the Traveling Tortugas, Sarah and Bob, for sending me this nice letter and graphic. I appreciate that. Google them. I'm going to stash it in my pile of memoirs from people that mail me stuff. I was guilty. We haven't been to the P.O. box in a while, and there was a whole bunch of stuff in there yesterday. So I got a book to share, a couple of cool gifts I'm going to share now that we've slowed down a little bit. I'm going to also post here in a minute a graphic for Universal Roof. We've talked about them a lot over the years. Last year we did a nice promotion with them. They're doing it again this year. They're giving away a free roof to a veteran, and it's in the state of Florida. So if you have a veteran in mind, you can nominate them, and I think they just randomly pull or they read the letters. I'm not sure how they do it actually, so don't quote me on it. But they select a veteran and they give them a free roof, which is amazing. So I'm going to share that again because it's great. They do a lot for us. They're big fans of our page. We've done some stuff. Phil got his roof from them. And the other important thing, believe it or not, and we've had a lot of fans talk about it, it's so important to get a roof inspection if you haven't had your roof replaced recently. They offer it for free. They're great people, veteran-owned company, but I highly recommend it. Give them a call. They'll do a free roof inspection and let you know if you have any areas that need repaired before it's too late, especially if we do get a bad storm or hurricane. You don't want to have to sit and wait if you could have had something fixed ahead of time. So great company. We're going to share that, nominate a roof for a veteran, and it's a great promo. So that's really, really, really neat. Pretty cool. So there you go. All right, so we'll be live tomorrow. There's nothing else. If you're wondering why some of the links aren't working on the site, it's because some of the NOAA sites are down. They should be back up soon. I'm sure they're just doing some sort of reboot. But there you go. Our Invest 97 is no more. And we have nothing. The 2 o'clock advisory, you'll probably have no new tropical disturbances expected in the next 5 days. So that'll be the 2 o'clock advisory. Enjoy. All right. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.